Hover your mouse. Hover your mouse. No, you clicked the gear. I told you don't ever click the gear. So frustrating. Every week there's a new AI tool promising to replace your entire workflow. AI agents that'll do everything. They all promise that they'll change how you work forever. And every week, most of them fall flat. Well, Flowith OS is the latest one making big promises. Supposedly, it's an AI-powered operating system with autonomous agents. It sounds incredible, right? So I spent hours testing it to see if it actually delivers. And what I found, well, let me show you what actually happens when you try to use this thing. No hype, just what worked, what didn't, and whether you should even bother trying it. Real quick, if you're tired of all the AI hype and you just want real takes on what actually works, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I test these tools so you don't have to waste your time. Now let's get into it. All right, well, we just got installed it. Before I go into where it says enter Flowith OS, I wanted to show you there's these use cases as here that I think might be interesting. I haven't seen them yet. Actually, I did see this one, so let's watch that first. You go on Y Combinator, and there's an article about AWS system health, and then it writes an AI generated post on X for you. I don't know how the people on X would feel about that, but here we are. So I don't know if I would do that, but it might be worth once in a while if I could supervise it, do that. Complete holiday haul 10x faster. Fill your carts with the perfect puppy gift set, saving you 2+ hours of manual shopping. Let's see. Great. So you can buy a bunch of puppy stuff randomly. I don't mean to sound sarcastic, but it's just kind of, these use cases are kind of funny. 95%, wait, this is for me, 95% autonomous YouTube channel growth. Let's see. What can you do to grow my channel? What? So, okay, so what it does is it's generating an image of a mattress and creating a ASMR foam cube slicing. Oh, it's a cube slicer. It's not a mattress. So they're doing a video of a cube slicer, and then they're adding ASMR sounds to it. That might work if that's your channel focus. I don't think it would. I don't think you guys would appreciate that. I don't think you would be into ASMR mattress cube slicing, at least not from me. Okay, that's cool. TikTok hype generator. That's cool. I don't really use TikTok, sadly, so I should. But yeah, that's hype. So anyway, there you go. So those are 4 interesting use cases. It's sort of creating data for the world, polluting the world with your content. I don't know how great that stuff is, but anyway, that's it. So those are the 4. Now we're going to go into it. Enter Flowith OS. Let's go. Fair warning, this video is very long and kind of cut up because the software did not work and I had to spend hours trying to get this test to work. Just giving you a warning, I did not enjoy it. I did not like it. It did not work. So if you want to skip all of that and just know that it sucks, go for it. And you could just leave this video now, but do be sure to like and subscribe. But if you want to watch me get tortured and see a lot of frustration, then please watch the video. Thank you. Okay, so we're in now. This is the first thing is I can claim some credits by posting this to X. And the other one is I could get my invites. I'm not going to post the codes on the video. I'm actually going to just answer comments with codes. We'll do that. I was thinking about actually creating like an invite system where you could request an invite, but I think that might be too much work. We'll see. Anyway, but I'm not going to post those invites. Let's see what this does if I do awake OS on X. Starting the auto share test. Sorry, the auto share task. Okay, so it's going to X, seeing if I'm logged in already, which I'm not. If you're not logged in X, please log into your account to continue. Oh, I see. Okay, I gotta enter the code that just texted to me. Next. All right, resume agent, I think is what I gotta do. And the agent is thinking. I don't want to do this. And it's adding is. Oh, okay, there it goes. That's better. I take it back. You know, that was cool. How do I feel about that? I I don't think that that was like a very good first thing to do when you run something, because basically now this thing is on my X. I didn't ask it to write that. It didn't give me a chance to intervene. And now I've written it. It's the best tech I've used in 2025. That's too much, in my opinion. So I'm going to actually probably pull down this post. Okay, so I've deleted those posts because basically those were actually my invite codes, and I wasn't sure that I truly wanted to use those invite codes. Okay, so basically the way this interface looks is it's like you just have like a chat thing here where you can talk to the agent, and then there's, yeah, it's a little confusing. I don't really know exactly how to use this yet, but there's tasks. These are other folders that I have, favorites, intelligence, running browsers. I think that's this page here. So anyway, I'm going to try to come up with another test of this. But for now, that's like what it does when you onboard. It tries to post on your X account without telling you what it's going to write, and then just post it without your permission. So I wouldn't say it's a great first experience, to be quite honest. All right, well, this is fun. Right in the middle of making this video, I got a new update. It says it was released 4 hours ago. I'm just going to go over what the updates are. Improved teach mode loading. Cards now display static images first. Smarter action validation. System now validates meaningful actions before showing completion dialog, preventing false positives. Enhanced intelligence interface. Rename buttons remain consistent. Interface in intelligence presets for easier access. Refined visual consistency. Updated teach mode UI with unified icon styles. Okay, let's just download that. Restart. Okay, we're back. Cool. So let's now try a new use case. I'm going to have it go. Let's try this. Go. Okay, so I started a test. Go to x.pro.com and find me some of the top AI stories from what people are talking about today on the lists I follow. So the agent is thinking, and it is probably going to have me authenticate, I would imagine. Oh, shit. Okay, so what I've asked it to do is to go to pro.x.com and find some of the top AI stories from what people are talking about today on the Robert Scoble lists that I follow. So if you're not familiar with X Pro, it looks like this, which basically you can have these various columns for different things. And what I have are a lot of the lists that were created by Robert Scoble here. So I can see a lot that's going on at the same time, but it's still just a lot to look at. And you'll see, every few seconds, something new is happening. These are people who, these lists are essentially people who are well known in different circles for different things. So for instance, these are AI developer tool people. These are AI company people. Some of them are actually companies. Some of them are individuals. As you can see, there's 5,000 people on this list. So there's a lot of activity. It's a lot to keep track of. And so what I'm going to ask it to do is to go through this and give me some summaries of things that are happening right now that are worth looking at. So let's see if it can do that. I'm sure since I have not yet logged in to pro.x.com here, it's going to ask me to log in, but let's just see what happens. So on the right, you can see the agent is working, it's starting a task, and the agent is thinking. Presumably the agent is attempting to go to the website now or figuring it out. We're going to find out. Okay, I'm going to pause the agent here because it got a little sidetracked. Let's see. Yeah, you see it's searching for Robert Scoble in the sidebar. That's not what I wanted to do. So let's say don't. Okay, so what I'm saying is don't search for Robert Scoble. There are a number of lists that are already pinned. If you want to see who published them, click the eye at the top of the list. And what I mean by that is, I guess I should say when you hover. I'm not sure it's going to be able to figure this out, but I'm saying don't search for Robert Scoble. There are a number of lists that are already pinned. If you want to see who published them, click the eye that appears when you hover on the title area by the column name. So that would be like this, I. And so you go here and it says who published it there. So let's see if it can figure that out. I have to resume the agent. Okay. It's very interesting. I don't know why it has this big highlight over it. Maybe it's because I'm in this view. Okay, yeah, that was why. Good, it understood. See, it says, after extracting stories from the spatial computing list, I'll analyze content. Okay, so let's see here. Let me close this one. I wonder if it's doing it successfully. Look at this. Well, I opened up this spatial computing thing and it doesn't seem like it has anything there. Failed to extract information. I wonder what's happening because basically it doesn't look like it's moving around on the page. Those are just new posts coming in that are making it move. It says horizontal scroll check. I think it's trying to figure out the structure of the page here. Okay, what I'm going to do is pause this and see if perhaps there's a way to teach it what I want because it seems to be lost on the instructions I've given it. Column option buttons found. Maybe I should let it run actually. Maybe it's very close. Yeah, it's adding a column. That's not what we wanted to do. I don't want it to mess this up. So I'm going to pause it. Okay, so what I've done is I've created a intelligence, which is basically just a bit of instructions for Flowith OS. And I told it how to use pro.x.com, aka xpro. So we're going to see now if it can do a task. Cool. So what we're going to see now is if it could do a task and if it somehow automatically will use those instructions that I've given it or not. So let's see if that works. I'm giving it something simple. Actually, I'm going to call this Markdown so it doesn't get confused. So the simple thing I said is go to x.pro.com and get me a list in Markdown of all the lists that I have pinned that were created by Robert Scoble. If it could do that, then it could probably do the next thing I want to ask it. So let's try that out. So that should be running here. It is. Now I wonder if it utilizes its own knowledge automatically. I believe it is because it says here Neo searches X Pro and it seems to know what I want it to do. Oh, I'm pausing. Okay, we're going to put it into teach mode here, which I've never done. And it says in teach mode, you can record your web workflows and steps while OS agent quietly observes, learns, and distills them into reusable skills and know-how. So the task goal is how to navigate XPro and see information about the pinned columns, lists, save searches, etc. Okay, so as I demonstrate the workflow, is it learning? Okay, yes. Oops, I've mistaken here. Pause. I don't know how to change the URL. All right, here we go. Okay, OS empowering completed. You can choose which outcome you want to in the checklist below. Okay, it's gonna have a skill. Whoa, screen was blinking there momentarily. Still is blinking. It's generating a skill. So I don't know what the blinking is about. Great. Okay. Okay, so now that it has that skill, I'm going to say go to x.pro.com and get me a list in Markdown of all the lists that I pinned that were created by Robert Scoble. So let's see if it uses its skill to do that because so far it hasn't been very skillful there. So let's see what happens. So the agent is thinking. Now, all I really want to see is that it uses its skill or its memory or its learning to execute this versus I'd done this before and it went and it started looking up help files. Okay. That was weird. I had a connection error temporarily. Let's see what it's doing though. I want to see if it actually goes up to the top and sees the information about the lists. Oh yeah. I said x.pro.com. That was my mistake. That's good. I'm glad it recovered from that. So all we want to see is that first column, the I at the top pop open. That's what I want to see. I don't think it's working. So you could see it's like stuck on this stuff when really it should have hovered. It didn't click the I, it clicked the gear. That was where it went wrong. So I'm going to pause it here. Can I pause it? To close the options menu, click the gear. Actually, no. Okay, I'm saying to close the options menu, click the close button. The options menu is open with the gear icon. There is no need to go into this menu. What you want is the column info. The column info is opened and closed with the I button. So let's see if that works. Because it has this open here, and I want to close that. Oh yeah, it closed the column. Okay, cool. Let's see if we can find the I button. What are you doing, agent? All right, found 22 column headers. That makes sense. And so for each one, it should hit the I button to open them if it's going to work properly. it hit the wrong one again. Do you see this? See, it hit the one it wasn't supposed to hit. Maybe I should pause it. I'm going to pause it, and then maybe there's a way I could take it over. So close this. This little URL thing is getting in the way. It might be part of the problem. I'm sure it doesn't see that. But anyway, hopefully. All right, I'm going to say you need to hover over the list. Okay, so I'm saying you need to hover over the column name to make the I, aka info button appear. Try to do that and then see if you can click it. Never click on the gear button. Okay, that's explicitly clear. This is probably my last try at this method. We could see if we could do it a different way. My assumption is the agent will refresh the page. It's been doing that every time. It's interesting. It's taking screenshots. Aha! The hover worked. Yay! Woohoo! Let's go on to the next one. All right, close that one. Hit the I again. I hope it's not closing these lists. No, it's not. It's good. Don't hit clear posts. See, it's hovered above the clear posts. You could see the mouse there. See them, their big red mouse. There you go. Boom. Okay. And it should click it and close it. Good. It's so robotic, but it's working now. This is a search, so there's nothing there to see. Close that one. So I'm saying only do the ones that say list at the top because the search ones are pre-saved searches. Yeah, it is not exactly fast, but I do believe it knows what it needs to do now. And there is a list that's creating. Yeah, this button is a little confusing. But the list is there. AI writing or marketing, AI developer tools, AI companies, one of two. So that aspect of it is working properly. It's just now it needs to go through. I think I'm interfering with its ability to work here. I'm going to tell it you can scroll to the right to see additional lists. Okay, so I've given it under this little brain here, there's teach mode where it can create skills by learning from you, but you could also type them out. I'm not exactly sure the difference between a memory and a knowledge base and a skill, but I've created this one here called how to use pro.x.com, and it tells it what to do. So now we're going to go ahead and tell it to go to pro.x.com and get me a list in Markdown of all the lists that I've pinned that were created by Robert Scoble. Be sure to scroll to the right to see all the lists. So this is what these lists look like. And then you can go up here to see if the list was by Robert Scoble or not. And that's the only thing I'm asking you to do is to go and, basically jot down this name into a Markdown. So not a big ask. So let's see if we can do that. We're going to let it run. I'm going to start it now. And hopefully it uses its memory here or its skills to do this. No guarantees. You know what? I have all these windows open here. I should close. So I'm on a correct page. I will analyze the page to identify all the list columns and then check who created each list. Seems like a good plan. And the main thing is it needs to go up to the top, hover over the name at the top, and then click the I, and then it should see who the creator of that particular list is. So let's see if it could do it. So basically the first one is the AI writing one. Very interesting. I don't know what this knowledge base is for because it does not seem to be utilizing it at all. Okay, I'm going to pause. Okay, I just went on the Flowith YouTube and watched real quick. There's some stuff that is not super obvious. Okay. All right, there's some stuff that's not super obvious. One of which is you can click this thing to change the color. I think it's cool they do this, but it's like, why make it so hidden? It's like an Easter egg. And then also this little spinny thing down here is navigation. So you don't have to use all this up here. Every time I do this, it's opening a new one. That's a new piece of information for me. But yeah, basically you know, these are your tasks, etc. But you can just go here. You could just go here and then, okay, so down at the bottom here, there's this little preset area where you can pick your presets. Apparently you could do it here too as well. But I'm going to say, here's a preset I've created that says, go to pro.x.com, get me a listed Markdown of all the lists that I have pinned. They were created by Robert Scoble. Be sure to scroll to the right to see the lists. And then I provide instructions on how to use X Pro. You know what? error here. How to use pro.x.com. So let me actually, all right, let me update it. I think it's updated now. So basically how to use pro.x.com. This would normally be in the memory thing, but I don't know how to reference memory in the instructions. I thought maybe if you do like an @ or a / or something like that, but there doesn't seem to be a way to say like, hey, use this particular memory to do this thing. I don't know. So anyway, we're going to upload this now and see what happens. Oh, wait, I said upload. We're going to run this. That's what I meant. I had to enter there. So yeah, some of the UI decisions they made are kind of confusing to me. But effectively what I'm trying to do is have it go to X Pro and get me all of the lists that I've pinned that were created by Robert Scoble, because those are useful lists. And then once it has those, then it should be able to do further information, which I tried to do in the beginning and it failed at. So let's see. Oh, well, okay, that's cool. See, it says here, it knows it needs to hover, which is good, because previously we had some troubles with that. So it's reloading the page. It navigated to X Pro, as it says. List column found, true, good. Now, the big sticky point has continuously been its ability to hover the mouse at the top, see the little eye, and hover, and then click it. Where, as it does its deep analysis here on column headers, we just needed to do one thing. Found list column, AI writing, good. That is indeed the first one. Now, hover your mouse. If you can hover your mouse, then you will have done it. It found 22 columns. Great. That's kind of out of order, though, wouldn't you say? It's back to the first list column is AI writing or marketing. Hover your mouse. Hover your mouse. No, you clicked the gear. I told you don't ever click the gear. So frustrating. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell it, because I told it explicitly in the instructions to never, ever, ever click a gear. Basically, it's now in the settings for the column. It's not in the column info, which is what we needed it to be in. This is, I mean, arguably, this is like a very complicated page. I will give it that. Now it needs to know to hit close, which it doesn't know. So I feel like I should start it over again and be more explicit. Okay, so we're taking this from the top. I did some reading. I looked at the YouTube videos for Flowith OS that are out there. And basically, there's a very specific way you should format things. First off, you need to, as you see on the screen here, you need to create a document that is a skill. So basically, you go under Intelligence to the Little Brain here, you create a new skill. The skill I've created is called Summarized List Columns on X Pro. It should be, yep, okay, cool. So that's the skill name. And then the description is scroll through each column in a specific X Pro deck, capture the first 100 visible posts per column, and summarize the main discussions. And then I've given it the deck that I have. I've set up a specific deck for the Robert Scoble lists that I'm tracking. And basically what I want to do is capture all the content for 100 posts per column. And once it has all of that, then do something with it. So this is the skill, okay? Okay, and just for illustration purposes, what I'm going to do is go ahead and run this. It says use the summarized list columns on X Pro skill. Go to this. So I'm giving it the deck link again, because theoretically you could give it anyone you want, and return them in Markdown. You know what? I'm actually going to do something a little different there. That's right. Great. So basically what I'm saying is for each list column, scroll down to capture about 100 posts in your summary, name specific people, companies, products, models, or events being discussed. Avoid vague categories like AI or tech. Identify concrete themes, who's driving them, and any mentions of launches, funding, policies, competition, return results in Markdown, etc. So now it should run. I'm going to hit this, and it should know. Yeah, see the little shaking brain there? Neural jitter scanning available skills. So now it's going to see if there's any skill available for it, which there is, obviously, that I just showed you. And it will then go here to X Pro and begin its process. So I think it's just trying to like get it in memory what to do. So it's thinking now. There it goes. So now it's on X Pro. So now if we look here, we can see it. And after the page loads, I'll identify different list columns and begin scrolling through each one to load approximately 100 posts. So that little blank that you saw with all the letters is it identifying elements. And then it takes screenshots of that. That's like how it's like orchestrating the agentic browser. So once we see it scrolling, I think we could pause if that works successfully. That wasn't a scroll. So it says it found 11 columns, as you see, which seems about right. It's got the column names. I wonder why this stuff takes so long. That's the thing I wonder about, why it takes that long to do that. Column details with scroll containers. So it's been quite a while. Probably going to cut the pauses off the video, but it's still sitting there saying column details with scroll containers. I don't know why that takes so long for it. I wish I could see like what it's actually doing, but I can't. All right, starting with column 0, AI writing and marketing, which as you see at the top here, that's it. At any point in time, you could take over the mouse here too as well, but I don't want to do that. The point is that's not it scrolling. That's the tech news, just new stuff coming in. So it should start scrolling down the page momentarily. I wish this was faster. It's been minutes. All right, here reach on column 0. See, it couldn't do it with longer waits. It didn't know how to scroll. Unbelievable. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video and I'll come back and tell you the results. All right, well, it did run. The problem is that it didn't actually scroll properly on the pages. So as you see, in each of the columns, it captured some stuff, but not all of it. So if I open up this folder here, you can see for the AI and writing, it captured 8 posts. For tech news, 11. AI community, 8. 17, 9. These should have been 100 per. The analysis piece of it, I'm not really as worried about that because I could always update the prompt later. But basically, it had problems analyzing, just scrolling through the columns to see what's on the page. So I would say it's not very good at that complicated stuff. And I've done a lot of iterations here, as you could see. But basically, the reason I think that's happening is because the brains of it, this instruction that I've given it, it has trouble scrolling. So basically, I say here, like, go to this deck, and then for each column, hover the cursor inside the feed area of that column and scroll down with the mouse. And it does not have an ability to scroll down. So, I've tried a number of things. I wrote this whole entire thing. I actually looked at their YouTube videos. I wrote to them on X to ask them, and I haven't gotten an answer yet, although it's only been a little bit of time. So I would just say that it's probably good for simpler tasks, but I would not call this a giant win. And so, and to call this a operating system, I think is a little bit too much. It's not an operating system. It's an agentic browser. It's not as good as ChatGPT Atlas. So, we'll put it in the we'll wait and see column. This is in beta. And so the fact that it posted from me on X upon install was not something that I was very happy about. But I spent a lot of time trying to make this work. And, it's just not there. There's this teach mode thing where it can follow you around and create its own learnings, which, again, it didn't work. So, I would say it's not there yet. It's worth checking out. And I have several invite codes. I've seen people talking about it online. You could do things like, look on a simple page and then create a post on X and stuff like that. But a lot of other agentic browsers could do the same thing. So, I'm not sure what the benefit is here. But basically, I'll put this. I'll to anyone who wants a invite, go ahead, drop your request in the comments, and then I will respond to you, and hopefully you get that response before someone else sees that response so that you can get your invite. All right. Hopefully that sounds good. This is the first look at Flowith OS beta. Didn't work on both of my tests that I gave it, and it posted on X when I didn't ask it to. So I would say not quite there yet, but worth looking at, and let's keep an eye on it. And hopefully these guys improve. So if you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please leave me a comment and subscribe to the channel. All right. See you next time. Thanks.